Good evening, everyone, and welcome to P2G Collective Enlightenment Friday. We love you guys. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
We
Hey,
doing
Thomas.
good.
I'm your host, Ruby Thomas of the P2G Networks, and of course, I also have a little nickname going on, little Crypto Queen of Harlem, because we out here in Harlem World. Today, I'm joined by one of my co-hosts, Mr. Alvin Thomas, also known as the Gold Maker.
Peace
Tell
and
them what's up,
blessings,
Gold Maker.
everybody. Peace and blessings. This is it, man. This is the time. This is the place. You guys are in the right place at the right time. We
Hmm.
have some of that information that you don't find on a normal circuit, and we're here to share. We're
Hmm.
just here to share.
We
So let
really are. Yes.
so where are we going tonight? Where in the world are we going?
Oh my God, there's so much to do. There has been a crazy week with some kind of predictable outcomes in the markets. Well, there was an announcement made early on in the week. Do you remember what happened? Who said what?
A lot of things were said this week. Well,
Oh, now he gonna play, y'all. Yeah,
yeah. And I'm gonna
come on
play
now.
a little. Well, we already know we had been talking about the fiat dollar doing some very the fiat dollar was doing a lot of interesting things, and there was a lot of things in question on the table about the U.S. situation and globally,
Yeah.
and things have come to light, very much to light.
Okay. So I kind of want to give people an opportunity to see a little bit of what we're talking about. We got a video here to play for you. We want to welcome everybody who's joining us in from YouTube, Twitch, and even on Facebook. We let you know that this is not just a conversation. You're not just getting talked at. This ain't the news. You can
Mhm.
react. You can interact. So if you have a platform that you're coming from, type in your responses, whether you have questions or you have any expectations or you have ideas or comments. We are here. This is the conversation. Collective enlightenment is just that. It is an enlightenment of all of us. So we're looking forward to having you interact. So let's get it started. We're going to run the video. We want all of you. Love you. Be safe. We have a Facebook user that's on the road. We are going to share with you what we have come to see early on. And I will just get that in your space here and let you guys see what we're talking about, because it is very important that we keep up with the pertinent news of what's happening.
Definitely must. You must.
1,000 federal workers and more than 1 million contractors are waiting to see if they'll be furloughed if Congress can't reach a deal to fund the government past Thursday night.
Sure.
CBS's Nicole Killian reports an even bigger fiasco could be just weeks away.
Tonight, a warning to Congress that the U.S. could default on its bills for the first time in history if lawmakers don't act.
It would be disastrous for the American economy, for global financial markets, and for millions of families.
The government could run out of money by October 18th if Congress doesn't raise the debt limit. Now the government borrow to pay its bills with dire consequences, ranging from spiking unemployment to missed Social Security checks and troop payments.
I object.
Senators deadlocked again as Republicans objected to Democrats' latest fix.
Do Republicans take any responsibility if the U.S. defaults?
Did you ask the majority that question?
I'm asking you, sir.
Yeah, that's the point, because he has the responsibility, and trust me, he will do it.
But as the debt crisis looms, so does the threat of a government shutdown. Funding runs out midnight Thursday.
Can you get it done by
very
Thursday?
soon we will put down a bill to deal with the shutdown.
Waiting in limbo, federal workers like Keith and Robin Watterson were furloughed during the last shutdown and had to rely on food banks to get by.
It's extremely nerve-wracking.
It is frustrating because you think, I mean, what's a more secure job than with the federal government?
Democratic leaders hope for another vote on government funding and the debt limit as soon as tomorrow, but they're also struggling to keep their party in line on some of the president's top priorities, including infrastructure, which progressives are threatening to oppose this week. Nora?
Nicole Killian, thank you very much.
All right, now y'all know we got to come in on this. Come on, y'all. Look, I'm just trying to call it what it is.
Look, all I'm going to say is
Wait, what was the
I have never seen Mitch McConnell pass the ball so fast.
Oh my God.
I have never seen. He always got something to say.
Oh God.
He said, well, let me take it. Did you ask the majority leader what we're going to do?
Thank you.
Mitch McConnell, you've been in the forefront for so many things. About the people of America need to know. Mitch McConnell, tell us what we're going to do.
Oh. Okay, so now mind you,
I'm not picking at him.
No disrespect, because this is serious.
It is very much serious.
Guys, I'm trying to tell you straight up. We've been saying you got to prepare for yourself. Y'all see them federal workers? They for real though. That's for real though.
When you
I want you to get the duality of all of this. How it's a hypocrisy. The whole newsletter. Okay, so straight up, we've got a debt ceiling that puts us in at what, $28 trillion? We are indebted over our current debt limit. We've hit the ceiling and are over 125%.
Yep.
Okay, so talk to me. Wait. My loves, I'm trying to bring open some information. So, sister ain't trying to preach at you. I'm trying to break down some stuff. At the same time, Biden is trying to push through a spending bill of how many trillion now? Is the infrastructure bill?
The infrastructure bill was actually $1.1 trillion. Initially, it was $3.1 trillion.
Where are we getting this from? So if we already over 125% indebted,
which means in simple numbers, our ceiling is $128 trillion. We'll add $7 trillion to that. Plus, they're going to add another $3 trillion if they do the spending. So that's $10 trillion they're trying to put into this ceiling. And when they put it in, we're going to be at the max.
Okay, so I'm going to ask my Facebook users to please just drop your name when you're, because we don't get it. We just see Facebook user. And we definitely want to give love and respect to whoever's asking the questions. We will never recover is the statement. I want you to understand this is now the sped up trek to zero for the American dollar. Don't get it twisted. What you are looking at is a child's play. Hey, Miss Ashley, how you doing? Is a child's play. And Miss Kathy, how y'all doing? All right, that's right. Come in the house. Get your folks in because they need to hear this firsthand. You saw that story. You got federal workers wondering how they go. Why they always use black people?
They got federal workers going to food loans.
Wait, but they always use people of color. What's that about? Anyway.
Look, it's the sympathy clause.
Bottom line, yes, they want everybody, all Americans, come in and get with us. Now, what the Republicans are saying is we are taking away, we do not agree with giving the Democrats another debt ceiling to go to. We are going to have to take this on the chin like a big boy. But at the same time, they're talking about we got to still fund this $1 trillion. I'm like, okay, I want to ask you a question. Anybody here got a mortgage, got rent? If your rent is 4 or 5 months behind,
they're coming for you.
My question is where you getting vacation money from?
Oh, that
are we going on a luxury cruise when we can't pay the rent? Even better for my mortgage holders. Now, I just try to remind everybody that there's no security that you don't create for yourself. Because everybody goes, oh, it's the American dollar. Y'all, we are all in this together. I don't care what anyone says. And you must prepare yourself. Now, there are ways to manage this. We're not here to hype folks up. We're here to make you aware and educate the process. because until we get some options out here, we all in the same boat. We might as well just call it a day, right? Mr. Thomas, are we calling it a day?
Not even close.
Anybody out there, I got to ask my folks who are listening, are y'all calling it a day?
Y'all
just going to call it broke and take whatever.
This is chess, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to get it.
Thank you.
Congress is playing a game of chess, and unfortunately, the American citizens
are in the middle. You
are the pawns on the board. You are the expendable pawns, and if you don't stand up and say something now, you will be part of the circumcision that happens to the financial system. And all the money that you have placed in your retirement funds, all the money that you got saved in your 401s, your 457s, all that stuff is up for grabs right now.
Yeah, it's and I mean, I want you guys
Those
to
securities off the table anyway, so don't even worry about it.
I want you to get that. Let me just put some people up. Thank you so much for coming in, y'all. Please share this link. Share this out. If you see this, put it out as many times as you can.
Put it out. Let the people know.
There's folks in our community that's never going to hear about this. They don't know what that stuff means in that news. But I like that news story broke it down to explaining exactly how this looks. Because when Janet Yellen stood up and she said that the U.S. is struggling to pay its bills, debt limits. That means that would you give your child your paycheck to go running off to play with every week? I just want to know. Any parent out here would give their kid their paycheck to go out there and just, run and rip and do what they want? This is what the government is. We have been giving our baby, the government, taking advantage, making us feel good, teaching us how to have it, what they call it, immediate gratification. Come on now, y'all. Because
this is greater than the ouch conversation. I really want y'all to get it.
It really is.
This is greater. This isn't about ouch. It's about planning and getting ready to do something different.
Now, what is it that we can do? How can we? Now, mind you, we meaning you. I had to start with me before I became a we. Before I could connect with anyone collectively, I had to be in place for myself. This is what we're helping people do. Get themselves on board and in place. Now, I get that folks are busy, but if you don't give your money time and attention, it's not going to care about you. You broke? That's caused by your time and attention. It shows where you put it. So I want to share with others, there are ways for us to do this together. Now, what are some things that are out there that most people don't? The average person working a job, trying to pay their bills, trying to keep out here and find this money. Y'all maybe be on a hustle or something, and you out there for hours in the day. By the time you get home, you say, I was tired. I'm sorry I missed class, whatever. But what really can you do?
Look, first of all, we got to be as people, and this includes me and everybody else. If you're too tired to count your money, don't worry, somebody else will count it for you. I want to be very clear with you, and this is not to point the finger at anyone. This is not to be in a space for, okay, I know this already. First of all, shout out to the New York City Fire Department. They always know when we're online, and they make sure they come through to give us acknowledgement because they understand. And that, funny, that's a perfect analogy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have fire jumpers that go into buildings to save people's life. Ladies and gentlemen, your banking institutions are on fire.
Yep.
Are you going to go get your money out, or are you going to let it burn with the bank?
Yeah.
That was the perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Are you going to let your money burn up in the bank? Because they're not going to let you, then they're going to take their time to let you get it out. They're going to let you wait. They're going to let you sweat. You are responsible for your own money. And there's things you can do with it.
So how you doing?
Don't require them back.
Someone said, hell on. Got you. Look, I'll put these up. That's what's up.
Look. This is not a conversation for. We got plan Bs. You got to have some real plan Bs.
let's get everybody on the chessboard. It's time.
Yeah.
You know, we had Brother D. Duncan on the other day, and I'm really glad that, you know, we took the time to have that show. It wasn't even a show. It wasn't informational. It was kind of an announcement when it went down, when they made the announcement that we now have a date. There's a date for when we're going to run out of, when our debt ceiling has hit. See, before they were talking about it, it was out there. Now, y'all didn't know about the last 78 times we hit the debt ceiling and they did something about it. Y'all didn't hear about that.
They kept raising it. They always raise it.
They've been doing it consistently.
There's no way to raise it too right now.
But see, you got to understand, in this, you now have your eyes on. You now have your ears on. You now know better. You have warning. My question is what will you do? Now, like I said, we teach cryptocurrency, but we don't sell nothing. We're trying to teach people that, you know, I tell you, right, MLMs are great. They're awesome, but I could be the top seller in an MLM and not know what to do with my money.
Yep.
I can be making thousands of dollars. And I just heard a good friend of mine talk, you know, I was talking to my friend and she said she's at $12,000 a month. I'm excited for her. But if she got $12,000 in fiat right now, the banks is about to shut down on people's finances. Where you think her money going through? We get deposits to a bank. Most people have direct deposit. When they shut those doors,
close up all the holes.
I asked somebody that had, you know, and let me just share with you. When they talk about this debt, they're talking about everybody's money in the country adds up to America's money. Absolutely. What America has. GDP, which is the gross domestic product. That just adds up to, I want you to think of it in terms of everything you own.
Assets and liabilities.
I want you to just think of everything you own. And when your debt is higher than the value of what you own, my loves, what's going on in your life at that point?
At that point, you are insolvent.
Okay, that's what it's called.
You are insolvent, because I guarantee you, when they put people's houses up for lien or for auction,
yeah,
they've taken all the assets out the home already. They've put the family out into the street. They've seized their bank accounts. But their 401k has liens on it. They can't access it until they pay off the debt. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching this firsthand.
For the first time in all of American history, America.
And there are no colored glasses on.
America is now a, what do they call you are a visitor, or I should say not a visitor. You are now a witness. For the very first time, you're a witness to this type of activity in plain language. We don't normally get this kind of plain language. We don't have these. We didn't have this kind of connection. And this process has sped up. The process of connection, awareness through the telecommunications that we're on. And Spirit Bear, it's funny how the government was suing Tether for possibly being insolvent when they have this going on in the budget. Okay. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on out there. A lot of hypocrisy. And one of the things I want you to understand is that, you know, we teach cryptocurrency on all of our platforms every day of the week. We break it down. We teach the basics. We help people gradually pull their own finances from a zero into seriously safe, solvent state, a safe, solvent state where you're connected to your finances, finally. But you know who happens? We don't go chasing people. We share the information and you got to come in.
Absolutely.
You gotta come in. We don't sell the information.
You know, I was listening to something on the radio, on stereo today with with our sister Anointed Step.
Not on the stereo.
On stereo. On stereo.com.
Stereo
app. Okay. You got to go check this out. You got to get on there. You got to get, if you've never heard of stereo, I'm going to drop a link inside so you can go check it out. It's on your, what is it? What do you call that? The App Store? It's in your App Store.
It's on any app store. It's got on both of them.
Let me tell you, there was a conversation about the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers going on.
Mhm.
And that is some of the oldest money running around.
That's right.
And this is not a direct quote, but those two families were the initial robber barons of the U.S. continent.
Yeah.
They were the initial robber barons. One did oil, and the other did opium.
Wow. And what do we use opium for, Al?
Opium is medicinal. Opium, it actually dulls your senses.
Guys, what do we use it for? Medication.
I want you guys to think about it. It's in every medication that you use.
Painkillers. That's why it's called an opioid.
You guys got to understand. They are part of the. They are the original big pharma, and it's been trickled down to these new sub companies. And I'm gonna use Sister Anointed Steph's phrase: follow the money trail. Follow the money trail. You'll know where the money's going, and you know why things are happening the way things are going.
So I'm gonna be real honest. As much as I am a history buff, I don't have to worry about. I'm doing my homework, and I am definitely doing my study in history. But really, I'm really concerned on how do we go? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? A very good question.
Because I'm going to share something with you. If anybody hasn't noticed, have y'all all noticed that history in this country keeps repeating itself in some way?
All the time.
It's almost like if anybody paid attention in any one of their social studies classes through any of the 12 years you were in school, okay? Any of them, you will all know that everything that you see is a new rendition
of the same old thing.
We started out agriculture, right? Very early. They said, okay, this is the agricultural age. We were farming lands and people were building crops and we were spreading things. And then we quickly moved into somewhat the industrial age really, really fast. And believe it or not, that was due to technology. We didn't call it back that way then. It was called machinery. We weren't tech yet. But it was due to technology, scientific discovery, invention. It was the age of invention. Now, after you move forward into the age of invention, we go a little bit further. Then we're starting to get into what's called the digital age. Because after machines come, then have to be the automation of those machines, which comes with the digital age. Giving it programs, the age of the programmers. So then we move a little further into now. That digital age has definitely come into the connected networking age. We are now into a new time in the world where it's called crypto. We are quickly moving into blockchain crypto space. Everything we build our lives on, and everyone's still calling this technology age and this, that, and the other. Get that blockchain is the next rendition. Internet, or I should say Web 3.0, go look that up. Because what we're doing is improving one thing. Now, what's not improving is the condition of people. See, as tech moves forward, we're noticing that the conditions of people are starting to deteriorate. People's health deteriorating, which is not shocking that we have a pandemic because our food quality, air quality, water, all deteriorating. Well, if you were built or created to live off the land and the land is being tampered with and literally being dumped into, toxically, what are we getting, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we getting?
Runoff.
Come on.
We're getting runoff. You know that. We just had the big to-do in Michigan. It's been going on for over 3 years. That situation has not changed.
Flint, Michigan. Yep.
Michigan. There's people who live under power lines.
Yeah.
In the Midwest and in the
Right. what is called, I forget the name of it. It was I think it was a love lane or Lovejoy project where the people in the town were getting cancer, and it took a long time to really people died through the lawsuit. Now, this is the age of that business. See, this is all due to because that business runs this country. Know that this is this. We talked on stereo where it said, somebody said, I hear shortening the herd. I ain't mad at you. I hear too.
Yeah.
Let me put that up. Yeah, shortening the herd, but that's not uncommon. That's not uncommon because we have a lot of people living a longer time. Yeah. Guys, the word baby boomer into itself is a thing because you had a time in the world at a specific time, more babies were born. And they were because the people who gave birth to them lived a shorter life.
That was part of the plan.
That was part of the norm. Governments could plan around a certain number of deaths a year. But those babies that were born in excess in that particular decade were then living much longer. They were supposed to die off, giving a break to the Social Security process. Whereas they would no longer cease to get Social Security benefits or
never get them
to their family. But what happens is your technology age came in. Food became more readily available. Jobs, finances. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. A lot of things changed. Then money lost its backing. So now it could flow in the streets. Y'all remember that? Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and we could just print that money as we needed it. No problem. Everybody got it now.
That was the worst thing ever happened to this country. That's my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, the fact of it all is that it's led to this time. So we're just sharing with you a little walk down memory lane so that you, maybe not having that memory, can be aware that these things contributed to where we are now. What we can do going forward. Because the American dollar, we all run after it, but we tend to not share it very well. And that's basically how it's set up. Haves have, you have the haves and the have-nots, and everyone running for themselves. Everyone, including the giving programs, because we found that there's a lot of programs that look like they give. But when you look at the financial budget,
they give all right.
You're getting, but not for the cause you believe.
Nope.
It's not benefiting your cause as much.
Look, so all I know is, go ahead, Ruby.
I like that this new monetary system adds its own natural balance. It actually takes the selfishness out of it. It forces you to work with others. It forces you to connect to the other parts of the planet. And I want to go back to Miss Chocolate's session when I heard Miss Karen say earlier that we do not want to have people tell us that we can share with people on the other side of the planet. And that's what crypto has done. We are now without borders. We are now not being set apart from we're not held captive anymore. Financially, there's no captive.
Nope. It's open. It's an open field, but it's designed to make, excuse me, it's designed to run the way it should have ran originally. It is people for people by people. Real cut and simple. Because when, if you take it back to the barter system, I got 2 chickens, you got a hen house that I need until I get my house up. You put your hen. You trade up whatever eggs are created, you get, and I get my chicken back once the house is built. Exactly.
And we were listening to Fundraising Freedom Friday. Shout out Miss Chocolate Bay and Miss Karen, as well as Miss JoJo, who really did a phenomenal job today, sharing what fundraising is really all about. They introduced fundraising outside of the fiat system because the one that we talk about has a longer lasting, more sustainability process to it. And that's what you want. Fundraisers, and in this country, and it's not just my opinion, but I want you all to just kind of look at this, but fundraising has been turned into a glorified version of begging to the point to where you're never fed.
Absolutely.
It turns organizations into beggars for people, which create further beggars. Crypto takes that process of begging and turns it into turns your liability into an asset, so that you never have to beg again. And sharing only enhances what you have. Where in the world do we have that, y'all? Family, shout out. Bring it. If you somebody tell me right now where they have that, I'll give you $5 in crypto. Show me somewhere in the world that goes on. Plain. I will send you $5 in crypto. And don't get it twisted. Crypto's on. Okay. We got Miss Sheila. She said, teach a man to fish. Miss Sheila, what's teach a man to fish?
Oh, that is a statement. That is a true statement.
I see what she's saying. Because until we start teaching each other to actually fish and feed ourselves, so that no one ever has to feed us again, it's all about begging. Everybody's begging. Mm-hmm. I love how people go, well, we're going to get this grant for y'all. And they got politicians that run on that basis. I'm going to go get you this money. Like, well, tell me where else I go get it myself.
Why do I need you to do it for me? If you just instruct me, I can do it. Can it? Can't that be the case? Given proper instruction, given proper instruction, anyone can do any job, create anything, and carry themselves to the finish line. We don't need you. We don't need crutches.
Tell you that. How often would the people who need to be a middleman to survive? That's their whole job out. Look, I want y'all to think about this, guys. I want you to think about when people talk about they're trying to help you, think about what their real position is.
What's their agenda in the process?
What's the real agenda? I'm sorry, you pretty much figure it out.
There's an agenda in play. Politicians need you to need them so they can stay in them seats.
If the people had all the power and we spoke to each other, and the blockchain is bringing that about real soon, don't worry, we're going to get to each other, don't worry. And the fact is, if we were all making real collective decisions that showed up with results that everyone could see, because you participated and you could see the results, and you didn't need a third party to make that decision for you, guess what would happen? We wouldn't even need a government, would we?
No, because everyone would work in a uniform manner to make sure that everything runs. I want to say, I don't want to say utopia, because that's not a word I believe that is requiring. But really? I don't believe in utopia only because I don't believe in utopia because there is always a holdout. There's always that one that wants to leave from.
Now Mr. Thomas done started something here, right, y'all? Go make it utopia. Open the door. Let's start it. What you mean you don't believe in utopia?
I do not.
All right. By the way, I am a stark believer in the utopic world where we can share and we can have ourselves actually measured by merit and actually hold and govern accordingly. What I think Mr. Thomas really gets at is the core of man, and basically
human nature.
Yeah, and we were talking. So it goes back to a conversation where a gentleman said that no government will support, no American government will support. We were on Breakfast with the Thomases on Stereo app today, which is one of the 3 shows we do a week. And a gentleman joined us. Shout out to Michael, who joined us this morning and shared with us. He says, there's no government in America that's going to support, no representative that's going to support my point of view. And we were like, well, what's that? He says, it's like a dirty word in America. He says it's socialism. He says it's socialism. Well, I can't say that no one would support the idea, but I'm going to be really honest. Every form of government, in the word government to itself, the biggest problem in it is the word government. To govern, to allow someone else to govern you. See, this is the problem when we are not taught to self-govern, when we're trained to teach our generations to choose someone else to govern other than ourselves. Utopic societies exist only in the time when people all govern themselves and stand accountable for their actions, not some of them, and are held in a society of agreement to those laws. Isn't it great?
That is far, and that is something that has. It is an archaic belief that did work. It is an archaic belief that did work. And when you added capitalism to the program, it took it right off the map. Because
So,
once you put in place leadership, or what you said, a governing body, the idea for a man to stand up for his right has been abolished to the point where you
right.
have to fall in line with society as it is, because the society agreed to this particular governing body.
You've given up your me for we.
Yes.
And even if we does not work. And that is something we're trying to let folks know, that that is not where you have to continue to go. And there are ways to get new information on how to make yourself an individual, how to make yourself be able to stand your square. Guys, y'all know what I'm talking about. How to put yourself out, how to put yourself in a position to be seen in this place called America.
Well,
okay, you can stand as an individual and still be a part of the collective and participate in the collective. But you must be able to know how to do that. And this is why we come together. Collective Enlightenment is we're not just a show. This is information for you all to go on. We're hoping that you'll use some of the information. We're not just spouting off the top of our head. We're hoping that I tell people all the time, don't believe me, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I love to study. I love to discover new things because I discovered this. I didn't know this before. I lived a certain way. I followed what my parents taught me and did not know they did not know. My parents were like superheroes in my life. Anybody else feel like that when they was kid? Your parents were heroes? When I was a little kid, I share this, I kid you not. My mom and dad were like superheroes. I could see they could do no wrong. It took a while to discover my parents were human. They made mistakes. They made mistakes. There were things I didn't know. And over time, I had to forgive them. Just like we all do. You have to forgive your parents for not knowing, because guess who's next?
You're up to play. You're on the plate.
Yes. It's your life. And guess who's in control next? By the way, another word for government is control. Thank you, Miss Child. You and I were thinking on the same. I love it. She came right in right on time. She says govern means control. Let's give it to it.
It's that simple. Govern.
Control means minds. There you go. Hello, lovies. We want to thank everybody who's on. We're going to be on for a little bit. What we are going to share is, I think I'm going to run the video one more time because I want folks to know where we're coming from today. You have alternatives, okay? You have alternatives to this.
Yes, you do.
In the United States with this financial situation. You do. But you got to understand where you're at so you don't get caught up in the fear of where you could be. And I'm going to be honest. There's so many wonderful places that you could be. Come on now, somebody. So many wonderful places.
I can think of a few places.
He got some places he want to go, y'all. All right, so let's take a look at that video one more time, okay? I was just like, it really, it got to me when I saw the opportunity to see this, and people are like, yeah, this is real. This is real. And she says there's nothing more harmful to the US dollar. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Than filling the debt ceiling. Treasury Sec Yellen said Tuesday. I just got to ask y'all a question. There's nothing more dangerous to the US dollar. I want y'all to, let's take that in. Those who are here in America and those who are not, please listen to this, okay? All of those countries out there still holding the dollar is backing them. This affects you too.
Absolutely.
It ain't no joke for nobody. So there's nothing more dangerous than not to go in further debt. I want y'all to share this. I buy a house. I'm 3 years behind on my mortgage. And the best thing to do is to go get some more debt. Talk to me, y'all.
What is there to talk about in that scenario?
I don't know. That didn't make any sense to me. I've been to several different credit counseling courses. One thing that did not come up, of course, was to
Create more debt.
One of the first conversations were, it wasn't create conversation. Conversation was not create more debt.
It was to reduce your debt.
Start working on the debt you have.
Because I feel it was reduce your debt, combine your debt. None of them said get more.
800,000 federal workers and more than 1 million contractors are waiting to see if they'll be furloughed if Congress can't.
Give me 1 second, I'll turn it back on. Oh, it's running.
Reach a deal to fund the government passed Thursday night.
This is what we were doing.
Nicole Killian reports an even bigger fiasco could be just weeks away.
Tonight, a warning to Congress that the U.S. could default on its bills for the first time in history if lawmakers don't.
Give it a second. It's timing.
You know what I think is
I'm
funny?
like,
It would be disastrous for the American economy, for global financial markets, and for millions of families.
The government could run out of money by October 18th if Congress doesn't raise the debt limit, the amount the government can borrow to pay its bills, with dire consequences ranging from spiking unemployment to missed Social Security checks and troop payments.
I object.
Senators deadlocked again as Republicans objected to Democrats' latest fix.
Do Republicans take any responsibility if the U.S. defaults?
Did you ask the majority of that question?
I'm asking you, sir.
Yeah, that's the point. Because he has the responsibility, and trust me, he will do it.
But as the debt crisis looms, so does the threat of a government shutdown. Funding runs out midnight Thursday.
Can you get it done by Thursday?
We put down a bill to deal with the shutdown.
Waiting in limbo, federal workers like Keith and Robin Watterson, who were furloughed during the last shutdown and had to rely on food banks to get by.
It's extremely nerve-wracking.
It is frustrating because you think, I mean, what's a more secure job than with the federal government?
Democratic leaders hope for another vote on government funding and the debt limit as soon as tomorrow, but they're also struggling to keep their party in line on some of the president's top priorities, including infrastructure, which progressives are threatening to oppose this week. Nora?
Nicole Killian, thank you very much.
This is what I'm going to say. And
I had to say that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think, even if they sign the bill to raise the debt ceiling, it's going to be a bandage. If I shoot you with a gun and it passes through your chest, if I stick a bandage on, is it going to help?
You're still gonna be, you'll be whistling out of your lung.
You got to understand. And if this is my thought and this is my thinking. If they do that and they put something in place, Congress goes on vacation the week before Christmas. Congress, for the last 100 some odd years, go on vacation before Christmas. Do you think they're going to come up with a plan that is actually effective, that's going to interrupt their vacation plan? That is not going to include, one, raising taxes, two, attacking Social Security benefits, or furloughing hundreds and thousands of workers so that they can belay this issue until after the holidays. Because they're not giving up their vacation. They did it in 2008. They belayed the thing until decision until after they got back in February. Families were hungry from Christmas week till the second week of February. This ain't pretty.
No,
this is not This is not a feel-good conversation. This is an open your mind conversation to what's possible.
All righty. So let's start working on what's possible because
Yeah,
we're at the top
absolutely.
of the hour. Unstable and insecure, as someone said. Now, what can we do? Because right now, it's not too late.
It's not.
Right now, you have time, and as my friend says, there's time, and you have a chance to do something about it. And she made it very simple. Your time, you have to start putting back into your finances. I don't care if you don't have any finances, if you don't have any money coming in. You got money, you still living, and you darn sure ain't stopped eating. And if you're on this thing, you're covering something for electronics. So therefore, I need you to recognize all you need to do is be a little intuitive. If you're online, okay, you can get new income coming in.
Absolutely.
You know, I love that we have a platform full of different ways of making income in small amounts and building increments. Stuff that you can do with your family, stuff you can do with your children, ways to create income that we work collectively. But you know what? You got to come and get the information because ain't nobody telling you to sign up for nothing. They're just trying to get you info. We have a group of people and it's growing, which I'm very proud of, group of people who have taken their time to share and have been willing to volunteer their time and effort and knowledge for folks to be able to grow, get some clue. You know, I realize that we got a lot of programs that'll have you buy in this and pay for that. And in the end, it's all on you. In the end, it doesn't matter. It is all on you. So you have to start somewhere. I want you guys to go onto the website for P2G. We should have it down there. P2Gnetworks.com. Go take a look at some of the classes. Click on all the links you want. All the links are available. And go see what classes you can sign up for yourself, for your children. Because until it really drive it home, this process is going to be, there'll always be a they in your life. You can eliminate the third party that tells you what you can eat and feed your children. How about that? How about you find out what people who went through a recession and never, ever had a problem, never had one issue. They didn't just survive it, they're actually thriving.
Yes, indeed.
Come on. I have plenty of stories. Shout out to Hush D, who's on another assignment today. You know what I'm saying? And not his job assignment. That brother's on another program, sharing this word, putting the word out there. Because until we get people in the mindset that Friday night is not for turning up, it's for turning out your finances. See what you can do to go further than your week.
Make it work for you. Make it work for you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because I mean, look, every Thursday night we're hanging out with Chocolate Gold and Brother DL Minor, and we're playing games online to create income.
We're using smart contracts in ways that they were never planned to be used. It's crazy. I love the process because we're using software in a way that the creators never thought. We have literally taken crypto to another dimension, and we aren't even programmers.
You know, I just had a thought.
What?
We're sitting here and we're talking. At no time have you ever heard the government actually call digital currency software.
They're not going to tell you that. They want to make sure they tax you.
It's software. How are you going to tax me on something that you have no control of? You're not even the originator of.
So learn the rules around that process.
I'm just sitting here, and that's what came into my mind. I'm like, wow.
Well, that's not in their best interest to tell you that. By the way, you'll never see a government class. Well, currently, any government.
Not one that's going to help you.
For cryptocurrency or blockchain, which is why the people have to help each other. It's time for us to take this to the next level, everybody. So don't forget that we have classes every night, including right after this platform.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
After we're done here. So I want to just share what we have going on currently.
Oh, it's going to be hot tonight.
Oh, really, Mr. Thomas?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good night. We got some new stuff coming out.
Yes. But more so, I want to share with you all the P2G Network's community crypto workshops. Right now, as we loads, we're going to talk to you about what we have going on in October, which is not tomorrow. It's the 16th.
Oh, it did. It will be on the 16th. Yes.
The tickets are for the 16th. We had to change our date, so save the date. October 16th. You will be joining us for a brand new website launch. The P2G Network has been working on a new website together with the creators of DVPN, Deep After Dark creators, who happen to have a beautiful vision for where we're going. We have every Monday and Thursday, not through Thursday, through Friday is Monday and Friday. We have crypto for beginners workshops. So don't forget, while everybody else is charging you to get to learn about the basics, we're here joining and sharing with you what the basics are.
Absolutely.
Make your money, baby. Crypto in your business is every Tuesday. Do not forget, having crypto is great, but ain't it better if you could use it to purchase the things that you're looking for in your life that you shop for every day? So make sure you recommend some business owners and get paid for that. Don't forget, there's a referral program. Bankers Club, Rapping Crypto Wednesdays. Come on now, y'all. If you don't know what Rapping Crypto is, you missing money, baby. Letting y'all know this now. Rapping Crypto, one of the best talk shows I've ever heard. Guys sit and talk about finances and how music is changing because of this cryptocurrency NFT game. It's very interesting, but yeah, the game is real. Yeah. And Crypto Kids, it's a family crypto workshop through gaming and smart contracts. So we teach people simple ways to turn their money into a faucet. We're also teaching people how to use some of those same processes to fundraise, build funds for your cause. Now that means your cause can be your family or it can be your community. Pick it. I don't care if you plan on saving the orcas, whatever. This way is sustainable. And we don't
plan on saving New Yorkers?
No, the orcas.
Oh, okay.
Whatever one. I'm a New Yorker. You can save me too. All right. So you guys are more than welcome to join us. These are all here. Click and listen. This program was amazing today. You are now on with Collective Enlightenment. Oh, we're not the only two in the collective. We're just here tonight. And we hope that you come and meet the rest of our collective as it begins to grow. We're also hoping that you'll join the collective because your voice needs to be heard. And this is the place for that voice.
Absolutely.
After we have Learning to Trade in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning, we'll be on Giving the Basics. Come on, bring your pen, bring your pencil, and we'll walk you through the process.
Learn how to trade? Have you ever wanted to learn how to trade without having to pay a monthly? Well, we have this and some new platforms that you'll be able to join us on. We'll see you soon. And getting over to Pennies to Gold University. What's Pennies to Gold University?
Yeah, that is the advanced conversation where you get in and you come with all your questions. If we don't know the answer, we work it together till we find out where to get it.
We look it up.
This is probably one of the biggest research platforms that we have in this collective. We all come together and bring our knowledge and share what we have found.
That's right.
And everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to come bring their knowledge.
Exactly.
Or their lack of.
This is a collective study group. I just want to share with people. This is a collective study group. This week, the theme is going to be, we have two. So we will be doing crypto gaming at the university on Sunday. It's at 3 o'clock on Sunday. From 3 to 4, we're going to be gaming. And from 4 to 5, we're going to be doing a focus around introduction to your crypto portfolio. We're going to teach people how to qualify the kind of coins that they have in their wallet. It's time to create a crypto portfolio and teach you how to manage your finances.
You need to know what you're owning.
That's right. You also need to know how to move it. And that's where the Bankers Club comes in. Don't forget advanced programming. Now, ladies, We got a meetup space called Black Girls Do Crypto every Sunday at 5 p.m. If you miss Black Girls Do Crypto, you miss the conversation that'll change your life, sisters. Because we are in the house as sisters, women, mothers, people first. Our finances are a part of our lives. They don't govern our lives. We do. And we make sure we are okay. So that literally is a sister check-in. When it says Black girls, I mean all of my women of all portions of color on the planet. And if you are bereft of melanin, that includes you too, because Black is a color in the rainbow. Period. Well,
all the
Black is
colors.
a color that encompasses the rainbow. Get it? Now we also have a place for the guys to meet because y'all are no less different. Only y'all tend to like to meet at the round table, and I want to find out what's going on over
Yeah,
there.
the round table is the hottest. It's one of the hottest conversations on Sunday. You got, doesn't matter what you did or what you didn't do, where you were, where you spent the last 10 years of your life. This is the conversation for men to get together and be men. If you got issues, we'll talk about them, but only to find resolutions.
That's right. Brothers, when you're looking for a mentor, someone to step up, who's making changes in this world, you need to get with the the Golden Coin Kings, and ladies, same for the Black Girls Do Crypto. We got some strong women in there.
I've been to some of their meetings because we had group sessions.
Oh, every end of the week.
These women are phenomenal.
The guys have been trying to sneak in since we got started.
Don't worry about it.
And there are our most important, the crypto boomers. I love it.
Yes.
Boomers. I love it. These are our baby boomers coming into the crypto age, and literally they are dominating. These are the people who have the most to lose. Those pensions that they worked years for and they've been living off of because they're living longer. It's time to protect those. So we got crypto boomers teaching each other how to protect your asset, protect your retirement. That's right. And if you ain't got one, if you don't have one, or you know a crypto boomer out there who doesn't have any money to stop working, you need to get them to this group right here.
Look, this is what I'm gonna say, and this is one of the platforms that I teach and I enjoy it. There are people who've worked their entire life. They're in their upper 50s and 60s and don't have anything to show for it. This is the platform you need to be on.
That's right.
This is the platform you need to be on.
Sunday at 7 p.m.
You can start with a zero and end up being a hero. That's all I'm going to tell you.
You'll be a hero for your life. And of course, we actually ask people only to support by buying t-shirts and merch. We also are helping people to build their portfolios and start to build together. So there's some platforms where you can get some free coins, and we have those going on to help you all start, even if you're at a zero. We do private sessions for people advancing their personal portfolio, trying to get in and out of wallets for purposes and even recovery. So if you're having issues and you're dealing with crypto on another basis, look, I just helped someone get a node on a platform I'm not even a part of. I run an IT company outside of this, so technology and training is what I do.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to pick up a phone. You never know what kind of help that you can get. So that's my number. Reach out, that's our number. Reach out so we can help out, see where we can help you. Doesn't matter what platform you're coming from. We're here for everybody.
Crypto is a universal language.
And it will stay that way.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. So we love you all. And if you have any needs, y'all give some love, because if you got any needs that need to be fulfilled, we have enough people that you can ask. And for my sisters and brothers who have been formerly incarcerated, we are looking for you. But you have to step up. We won't find you until you say a word about changing the game for yourself forever. We got you. If you're serious about this thing, this is the thing you need to learn. Also, we are out here sharing with folks and proving how Bitcoin works. Now, I started this platform sharing that before Bitcoin went up $5,000. The growth rate of a $5,000 push would have made anybody a profit, depending on how much you put in. So if you would like to see how Bitcoin works, hashtag Bitcoin works.
Yep.
Go to P2G and click the link. Come to our event. We have a huge event on the 16th. That's what that ticket was at the top. Click the link and you'll get a ticket for the 16th. But get in touch with us for the contest before. That's where we announce the winners.
Yep. You have up to the 6th to enter the contest, October 6th.
No, you have up to the 15th to enter the contest. Oh, you're right. The 6th. Sorry, the 15th.
Okay, no problem.
You win on the 15th.
We win on the 15th.
You have until the 6th. So get in before it's time. So see you soon. We love you much. And thank you from P2G Platform. Peace.
Have a great night.